YouTube, what's going on? Appreciate y'all watching my video. Pull this curtain a little bit. What's going on? Watch my video. Yeah. Very bad connection. I don't know what's going on with this data out here, man. It's crazy. I got full bars. I don't know. What's going on? Yeah, man, I'm still out here making money, man. Yeah, I'm still at Travel Loco. Got your email? My bad, man. It's been a couple people that's been emailing me. I just been busy. Just trying to get these loads, you know? What's going on? Talk to us about negotiating rates with brokers. Hey, when it comes to this owner-operator game, I'm new at this. You know, I only got about a year and some change running my own truck. So dealing with brokers, I mean, I'm being honest, man. I just do the best I can. And the only thing I can say about negotiating rates with brokers, you got to know your cost per mile. Because if you don't know your cost per mile, you just don't know what you don't know what you're doing. And I think me coming from Snyder, it kind of give me a baseline on what I need to look for. So when a broker do lowball you on the low, you just hang up on them. You just hang up on them. Because you know when I was at Snyder, there's a rate below. You know what I'm saying? So, damn, man, this internet something else. I don't know what's going on with this internet. I don't know, man. It say poor connection. I don't know. I'm in Jacksonville, so I mean, I don't know what's going on with it. Hold on, y'all. Real quick. Let me wind down the window. Maybe that'll help. But yeah, when we talk about negotiating lows with brokers, man, I say like, you just gotta be professional. Okay, you be professional. The only thing I can say, okay, when you're dealing with brokers, you gotta be, I don't want to say be an asshole, but you gotta know your cost per mile and don't go below your cost per mile. Know your cost per mile. So, you know, calculating all your expenses. Because it's like when you know your cost per mile with a broker, generally brokers don't give a crap on your expenses. They really don't care about your truck. They just want you to run the load. But if you know your cost per mile, you can use that in your negotiation. Okay, you can say, okay, and a lot of times, this is what I learned. Like Jeffrey L talks about some stuff when we talking about negotiating. Like, you got to be like somewhat of a personable person, make jokes, make the broker laugh. You know what I mean? You got to be fast, though. You can't be sitting up there. You got to be fast. Because these brokers, they getting 100 calls. When you on the phone, they getting 2-3 minutes. So, like, for example, I told a broker one time, he lowballed me on a load, right? And this is what I told the broker. He said, hey, I forgot what the load was doing, but he lowballed me on the load. I think I was looking for, I forgot what I was looking for on the load. I think I was looking for about 1,200-1,300 on this load. And I was like, he lowballed me with the load. He was like, man, I know. He was like, man, I can't pay that on that load. And he was like, hey, I forgot what he told me. I think he quoted me like 600 on the load. I was like, man, my truck is sitting on about, because this is an 18-wheeler. An 18-wheeler, your tires, each tire on the truck is somewhere about $300, $400, $500. So let's say you get a good price on some tires. So you got 8 to 18. You're looking at $7,200 in tires. I told a broker, I was like, man, I can't even afford to be in business with that low rate, man. I told him my truck's sitting on $9,000 worth of tires, man. You gotta help me on this rate. That made him laugh, right? I mean, like, it's just like, it's like, I'm not expecting $9,000 on the load, but it's like sometimes when you're dealing with people, you gotta like get their attention. You know what I'm saying? Kind of pick their brain a little bit. So sometimes I know you serious and hey, give me 1,200, give me 1,300 on the load. The broker like, man, I can't afford no 1,300, man. I can pay you 800 on it. I'm like, man, 800, man. Look, my truck's sitting on about $9,000-$10,000 on tires. I mean, my truck broke down last week. I had to spend $5,000 to get my truck fixed last week. Hey, I'm struggling here. Can you do, if you can't do 1,300, can you do 1,250? You know what I mean? Because that low rate, I would love to pull that load. But it just like knowing your expenses, knowing how much your truck costs, like knowing, just having some people skills. Like I'm not the best charm person in the world, but man, you can just make something up, man. Just say, man, I just bought a house, man. I just had a baby, man. I need to buy some diapers for my baby, man. I just had a little girl, 600. I'm gonna need at least 1,150 so I can 1,100 on this load so I can buy my daughter some diapers. I mean, you can just play around with it. You know what I mean? So when you're talking about negotiating rates, it's really like, I got poor connection. I hope y'all getting this. I hope this video not skipping. So when we're talking about negotiating rates, I don't really know what to say because I ain't been in this game that long. But, I've been watching a lot of videos on negotiating, and particular, you pretty much use the same principle. When you're dealing with people, you got to make them laugh and be charming and stuff. So, the video clear? Oh yeah. Hey, Lavona, appreciate that. So when we talking about negotiating rates, most of negotiating is just dealing with people on the phone. That's all you're doing. So, and that's the deal. So, and like the best rates I've come across is when you post your truck, because you have more leverage. Because when a broker calls you, got a little bit more leverage because they want your truck. So when they come to you, you're getting bits and pieces. I don't know, man. I'm trying to do the best I can. trying. Trying to do the best I can. You know, so I'm trying to move this thing so the connection to get good. I don't know. I'm in Jacksonville, man. I'm downtown Jacksonville right now, so hold on, y'all. Uber Freight is something else. But it stands still. Hey, but like when you're dealing with brokers, man, you just people. You just deal with people, man, and you just have people skills, and you just try to just talk to people and just make jokes, and it's trucking, and just have fun with it. You know, that's the only thing I can say. Because I know it's easy to be serious and like, you know, if the broker don't give you the rate you want to cuss them out. No, you don't got to cuss. Just be professional, you know, and get off the phone. It's business, you know, nothing to be scared of, you know. So, you know, that's a little pointers I can say. Like knowing your cost per mile, know your minimum rate or your minimum you need to make per day. Because if you know, okay, if you need a minimum of $800 a day for your truck, okay, and you looking at the board, because like, you know, you got to balance rate per mile and your revenue per day. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to take an $800 load that goes 200 miles. You know what I'm saying? That's a good rate. It's $4 a mile. You know what I'm saying? But just get them high revenue loads, because you know, if you get a $1,300 load, you know, like I book high revenue loads all the time, but it's like, I don't want to say negotiating. It's just a lot of times I think it's just a matter of luck, because I think from Snyder, I've learned where the hot spots is when it comes to freight. So like a lot of this freight out here, all these companies out here pull the same freight. And I think positioning yourself in the right place and knowing your cost per mile, knowing your truck, knowing your expenses, knowing the business, knowing the overall scope of trucking, it helps you negotiate, you know. So like if you got a load that's going through the back roads, right? If you got a load that's going, man, I'll pay you 13. You know, I'll pay you 800 on this load. And you go to see, I jump on Google Maps. As soon as the broker go to quoting me on prices on rates on the load, I'll jump on the Google Maps and I'll look and I'll be like, okay. And I'm talking to him. And I'm talking to him on the phone. I'll be like, okay. And I'll tell him, hold on a second. Let me jump on Google Maps and see where this load's going. And meanwhile, I'm asking him questions. I'll ask him, okay, what's the business hours for this customer? And he'll tell me, well, yeah, they're a 24-hour facility. No, they're 8 to 5 facility. Is the customer flexible on appointment times? You know, if he tell me appointment time is 12 o'clock and he's calling me at 10 o'clock, well, it's a possibility I'm going to be late, because by the time you get the rate con, you're looking at least about 15 to 30 minutes before you get the rate con. So meanwhile, I'm on Google Maps, and if it's going down a road, then like, okay, you can use that information to negotiate the rate. So like you sitting up there, oh wow, this load going from Augusta to I don't know, Augusta to Charlotte, okay? And anybody know Augusta to Charlotte, you know, that's a funky lane. Augusta to Tifton. Augusta to Tifton, that's all back roads. You going down 319, 441, them all back roads. So if he tell you $1,000 and you know, you're like, and you on Google Maps, you're like, I don't know, man. And you gotta act like you don't want it that bad. Don't get too anxious about it, because if you act like you don't want it, increase the rate. And you know, it's a people game, because you're dealing with a person. So he's like, $1,000, you know, like, hold on a second, let me whip out my calculator. And you can just take your time. And a lot of times I don't even pull out my calculator. I just say I'm pulling up my calculator to let that broker know I'm about business. My mind is about business. I'm looking at these numbers just to let that broker know I'm about cost per mile. So I'm like, okay, we're going through the back roads. Okay, 319. Okay, let me get on my calculator. I'm like, $1,000. I'll be like, can you do 1,500 on it? Yeah, you know, go ahead, and I'll tell the broker what I want. I'll just tell him, and you know, I'll tell him, hey, go ahead and lock this in. Go ahead and send me the rate card for 1,500, and I'll make it seem like I'm about to get off the phone. I'll be like, lock that in for 1,500, and try to rush him off, to kind of like hurry the process up, you know. Yeah, go ahead and put that. Go ahead and do that for 1,500. We can do that, you know, and make it seem that as if that you deserve that rate. You know what I'm saying? And kind of tell the broker what you want. Now, it don't work all the time. Now, we're not telling nobody what to do, but it's a sales tactic on, like, it's a pressure thing, and it's professional. So it's just a matter, like, any of you guys who bought a car, or being, you know, you went and bought a refrigerator, or, you know, kind of take note on situations like that. You know, when you're dealing with a salesperson, you shaking your hand, and, you know, he kind of pushing you along. He kind of controlling the situation. And that's what you want to do. You want to take control of the conversation. Yeah, go ahead. Don't let him push you into a rate. Now, if the rate is below that you want to pull the load for, don't run it. Yeah, go ahead and lock that in for 1,500, and I'll go load up. You know, as if you confident, and you know. I keep going offline. Yeah, it's just bad timing. I need to holler at you. You need to holler at me. Hey, babe, how you doing? She on my YouTube page. Appreciate y'all watching my videos. Nightcrawler. Yeah. But yeah, man, so that's just the deal when it comes to dealing with, from my experience, you know, you just tell them brokers what you want. Now, you don't tell them. Now, you don't cuss at nobody. You professional. It's confident and decisive. You know, you want to be a little bit decisive, and I'm trying to find a word, decisive, and you want to be more, I don't want to say confident, but, you know, just kind of hurry the process along. As you get somebody on the phone, you know, like, yeah, I can run this load for 1,500, you know, I'll run it. Go ahead and send that rate card over. I'll get there by 12 o'clock, you know. To get that off the phone sometimes. So that's, you know, and sometimes, like, if the broker, like, for example, if the broker is like, I'm learning a lot today. You learning a lot today? Yeah, I'm learning a lot today too. So, like, if the broker, like, this happened to me all the time. Like, for example, if the broker don't want to give you a rate on the load, right? They're trying to push you on a certain rate. Say they like, okay, I can't go no higher than 700 on this load. In my mind, I already know that the broker is getting 20, 30% on this load automatically. So I'm thinking like, okay, they trying to give me 700. I'm going to be, you know, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to highball it, especially when it's a load I don't want to do. When it's a heavy load, 44,000, 45,000 pound loads, I'm a bid high, not too high where the broker just hang up the phone, but I would say anywhere from 25 to 50% more. So if the broker come to me with a rate at 700, I'm gonna quote them at about 1,200. So, and depending on how the conversation go, I'll be like, you know what? I would love to run this load. This is a load that I can do. Go ahead and send me the rate card for 1,200, and then we can get going on this load. And they'll be like, nah, the best I can say 700. I'm like, well, you know, in there, some BS, something in there. I'll be like, you know, the best I can do is 1,150, but, you know, if you change your mind, you know, let me give you my email and, you know, and here's my phone number, my email, and you can give me a call. And then I get off the phone. I'll say that's a 50-50. That's a gamble. It's a 50-50 chance that they might call you back. There have been some times where I high bid on the load, and maybe an hour later, 30 minutes later, a lot of times I don't forgot all about the load. I say 30 minutes to an hour later, that broker done call me back on the load. It's crazy. I did that on the load one time. I got that load for $2,000. It's crazy. The lady, I bid so high on this load. It was crazy. I bid so high on this load. It was so crazy. Check this out. The lady, she offered me 1,100 on the load. And I know this particular lane very well. And I was like, 1,100. Whew, I don't know if I can do 1,100. I told her, I was like, you know, I know this is a little bit higher than what you want to pay, but the best I can do is $2,000 on this lane, where the rate where it was going, because it was going down to Florida. And I was like, the best I can do is 2,000 on this load. And the load was heavy. It was like 44,000. I really didn't want to run the load. I told her, like, and she came back and said, you know, we the best that we can do is like 100. I was like, man. And she was like, is that your last offer? I said, yeah, that's the best I can do is 2,000. Because I really didn't want to do the load. So she hung up. I didn't pay her no mind. I just got back on the board and started looking. It was like 30 minutes later, she called me back. She was like, yeah, we checked with the customer. And I talked with my supervisor. Yeah, we can do it for 2,000. I was like, all right, go ahead and send that Raycon over, and we can get going on this load. You know what I mean? So when it comes to negotiating, it's just, you just got to find little tricks and stuff to, I guess, psych people out in the head, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. So, I mean, like I said, I only been on the owner-operator side of trucking as a year and some change. And dealing with brokers, I say for the last maybe Traveloco. Let's see, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, so it's going on 5-6 months since I've been at Traveloco. So that's just my experience when it comes to dealing with brokers. Whenever you get on the phone with a broker, let them tell you the information first about the load. Let them throw a price at you, and then you come back with your own price. And you know, that's kind of how I like to do it. You know, start asking them about lumpers. You know, who's the shipper on the load? Who's the receiver on the load? Does the customer have overnight 24-hour parking? Start asking all that information, And that's a bargaining, a negotiating tactic to get all that information so you know how to proceed with the load. You know, go up on the rate, need to go down on the rate. You know, you can tell them about your band, you know, because there's some types of freight that you got to have good equipment. You got food grade loads. They got to be, you know, they don't want no trailers with holes in them and stuff like that. So you know, you can, you know, because you have no idea how important it is to have good equipment out here. You know what I'm saying? It's very important because, you know, when I tell that broker that, yeah, I got a new trailer, 2017, 2018 trailer, and if they start calling up other drivers or drivers start calling in about that load, and I'm the guy with the newest trailer, they're going to pick, because depending on what the load is, if it's food product, they're going to give me the load. You know what I'm saying? So, most of the loads out here, brokers don't really care about that kind of stuff. But I've noticed that played on my defense. I would say, you know, 1 out of 5 loads that plays on my defense. Maybe 1 or 2 out of 5 loads. You know, it's good to have good quality equipment. So I know at Uber Freight, some loads, they require you to take a picture of the inside of your trailer and send it to them before they let you go on with the load. There's certain types of loads, like food product. Like I picked up some noodles out of Pennsylvania one time. I picked up a load of noodles out of Pennsylvania one time, and it was an Uber Freight load, and they require you to take a picture of your trailer, take a picture of the inside of your trailer. Some loads require you to have a Dewar plate. Some loads require to have, you know, certain types of logistics. I mean, so, you know, it just depends. So that's the deal in this video. Yeah, man, what's going on? Justin the Port Trucker, what's going on? Frank Evans, what's going on? Richie the Trucker. Jamaica Newborn, what's going on? Is your business credit doing? I'm in the course because of you. Yeah, man, you're going to learn a whole lot of stuff in that business credit program. Ryder Finance. Yeah, I don't know too much about Ryder Finance, but the idea is to get a truck, catch you on the yard so I can pick your brain. Pick my brain? Yeah, man, just email me, jhtrucking45@gmail.com. Need help on establishing business credit. You learned a lot today. You keep talking. Do you know anything about bits and pieces? Cause I'm just running through these comments. How did the weather stand in ATL? It's got us good in Montgomery. Yeah, man, I'm down in Florida, man. I'm running loads down in Florida, man. I mean, the rates are not the best rates in the world, but you know, I'd rather be right side up than to be on my side. So, you know, like first quarter is tough. January, the month of January is usually tough, so that's why I'm not really stressing over it. You know, you get January out of the way, go into February, then you good. You know, getting into February, I would say the middle of February, the end of February, beginning of March, and then you know, the first quarter is just a beast. That's just trucking all around, unless you on like some dedicated lane or something like that. But you know, I mean, first quarter is just weather dodging season. You just dodging the weather and shit. So I don't really worry about making a ton of money. Yeah, I'm making some money, but it's not, you know, I make enough to, you know, pay the bills and do what I need to do. So first quarter, I really don't try to run too hard in first quarter. So like February, middle of February, end of February, beginning of March, then, you know, you can get out of the way. But yeah, man, I'm down here in Florida, man. I'm just, you know, just running these loads, you know. You got stuck in New Orleans? I already know. I've been in trucking 10, 11 years, man. I already know. Because once they shut down the road, you can't go nowhere. You have no choice but to go to the truck stop. So, you know, like I used to run all 48 states when I was a company driver, man. I already know that game. When you get up there into them blizzards, like I used to run up there in Wisconsin and Minnesota, and I used to run out there to Utah and Wyoming. Man, Wyoming. And I don't know if anybody ran out to Wyoming and Nebraska and stuff like that. Them people, they don't salt their roads. They put sand down. It's terrible. So, I don't know if y'all know about a truck stop out there in Wyoming. It's called Little America. Little America, and then you got a Pilot, like a few exits down. I got caught there a couple times in a blizzard. You know, it's fun. 6,700, yeah. You know, 6,700. You know, 6,700. That's how it is when you have your own truck. You can't make 6,700 at Snyder. If you do anything close to $6,000 at Snyder, you're not doing the normal everyday stuff. That's not the normal. You know, if you got your own truck and trailer, you can do shit. So, yeah, you profiting good money right there. 2,000 miles, shoot. What's your game plan getting out of Jacksonville headed to Tampa? You just got to position yourself in the right areas. Like, you know, when they have a load coming down to Florida, the loads that I like to take that come down to Florida, it's either got to be Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, or something like that. You get a load to anywhere else in Florida, you're going to be deadheading somewhere. So if you get a load to Jacksonville, you can pretty much get a decent load coming out of Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? You get a load to Tampa, you won't get no great load coming out of Tampa, but you can get something coming out of Tampa. There's freight that comes out of Tampa, it just doesn't pay very well. So what you have to do is you have to book a load coming into like an area like Tampa that pays about $2,000. So, you know, when you're coming out of Tampa, you got to book something that pay $2,000 because you're going to be booking stuff that's like $500 to come out of Tampa. You know what I'm saying? So that's that game. And like, you got to know how to work. Like with me coming from Atlanta to Jacksonville, you got to know how to work that game. So like coming down to Jacksonville, you want to get something paying about $1,000, maybe a little bit more, but generally about $1,000. Because then coming out of Atlanta coming down to Jacksonville paying $1,000, you get something out of Jacksonville paying about $600 or $700. Okay, 600, 700, 800, 900 or so. So, so you got to balance that game. And like right now, I just been running around like Southern Georgia and Florida, and I've been doing about 1,000 a day, something like that. So, like their loads in Florida, you just got to learn how to like work the loads and position yourself in the right areas. So you don't want to take a load to a dingy place in Florida where it ain't no freight. You know, you want to make sure you get loads into areas that's got freight. So that's just the game when it comes to Florida, because Florida, it don't have a lot of big cities in it with a lot of freight. Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, those are the big cities that's got freight. in Florida. So that's, you know, so that's kind of, that's from my experience how, if I book a load down to Florida, like to Miami or something like that, you got to get a damn good rate to go down there, because you're gonna have to deadhead out, or if you get a load out of Miami, it ain't gonna be paying nothing. So you gotta get the rate to you know what I'm saying? What'd you say, Ray Johnson? I look miserable? Yeah, I look miserable. I thank you for the compliment. I look miserable. Thank you. Appreciate you watching my videos. What's a good rate to drop a load? What's to drop a load on my face? You funny. That's funny, man. I'm gonna use that one. What's a good rate to drop a load on my face? You got mad at me a few weeks ago, proving me wrong, proving you wrong. Oh, I did? No, I don't get mad, man. I know I might get loud on this videos, but I don't get mad, man. Like, I turn this video off and go to sleep. I don't even know who you are. Ray Johnson, I don't even know who you are, man. I appreciate you watching my videos though. I'm sorry that I hurt you. We just talking, man. It's just entertainment, man. It's just entertainment. You can say whatever you want to say, man. Big Face Trucker, what's going on, man? I'm in Jacksonville right now, man. I got this load coming out of Jacksonville going down to Tampa paying $900. It's not the best rate in the world, but I'm not up there in the snow. It's about 200 miles. So I'm pretty much gonna be sitting, you know, sitting all day. It's not bad, you know, $900 for like 4 hours of work. I take that, you know, for 4 hours of work, $900 for 4 hours of work. I take that. I'm not burning no fuel, so I take that. I will take that any day, because, you know, a lot of guys bust their ass and slave all day long for $900. So I got this load here coming out of Jacksonville going down to Tampa is paying $900. And then I'm looking at some loads coming out of Tampa. If I can't get a load coming out of Tampa, I might have to deadhead up to either Ocala or Orlando. Chris Walsh Music. I'm your nigga. Y'all a trip. So I'll probably end up deadheading up to like Albany, Georgia, Valdosta, Georgia. You know, I'll watch the board and see. Because a lot of times it don't be no freight coming out of Florida. But I'll find something worth my while running. So, you know, I try to get 800-900 a day, 1,000 a day, something like that. Either way, I'll figure it out, try to make it. You wish, let's see what this guy talking about. Ray Johnson, what you talking about? I wish you wish you were making real on-out money, multiple trucks. Wish it's, you know what's so funny? I like it when guys come on my channel and start talking stuff, right? They always watching my videos, right? But then they want to talk shit. I don't know why. It's just weird, because like, it'll be guys that come on my channel, right? They'll go asking me questions and stuff like that, then turn around and be like, oh man, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, why are you watching my videos then? If I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's just my opinion, man. It's not the Holy Grail. You know, it's just my opinion. Just like you got your opinion, I got mine. Let me see what he's saying. You so quick to blokes a real nigga? What you talking about? Dr. Broke ads 44 simp. Dr. Broke Miss Jones, which load boards do I use? I use the DAC board, Uber Freight board, and various different broker boards. You know, C.H. Robertson and Coyote Logistics and stuff like that. But you know, that's what I've been doing. Let me see. I'm Big Face, you home? Thinking of going back to my Florida runs. Nah, man, don't come back out here, man. Stay home. Chris Wash Music say, been watching your shit for a while. You give bad info. Tommy Gunn say I give bad info. Okay, I'm a debt slave. All right.